All right, welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. Today we're going to be looking into something pretty amazing. It's a potential game changer
Definitely a game changer.
for asthma sufferers. We're talking about the first new treatment
Yeah, in 50 years.
for asthma attacks in 50 years.
It's incredible.
It's huge. And we're going to be basing our deep dive on this article I found. Let me see. What was it called? New injection could transform treatment for asthma attacks. I think that was it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. And it's all about, well, like I said, it's about this new drug and this clinical trial. And it's, it's pretty in-depth.
It is.
So we're going to break it down for you guys and talk about, what this new drug is, how it works, and
Why it's such a big deal.
yeah, why this is such a big deal after 50 years of like the same old treatments. And also, and I think this is the most important part, like what does this mean for people who actually suffer from asthma?
Right, exactly.
So one of the things that this article talks about right off the bat is that this new drug targets a specific type of asthma. It's not just like a general asthma drug. It's
Eosinophilic asthma.
yeah, eosinophilic asthma. That's
It's a mouthful,
yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful.
but it's important.
Okay, so can you tell us like why is that so important? What is eosinophilic asthma?
Yeah, so like you said, not all asthma is the same. And eosinophilic asthma is actually a really common type. It accounts for about half of all severe asthma cases.
Wow, half.
Yeah, it's a lot more common than people think. And what makes it different is that it's driven by these white blood cells called eosinophils.
Eosinophils.
Eosinophils, yeah. They're kind of like the villains in this story. In a healthy person, eosinophils are part of the immune system. They help fight off infections and stuff. But in people with eosinophilic asthma, these eosinophils go haywire. They attack the lungs, causing inflammation and making it really hard to breathe.
So it's like they're attacking the wrong thing.
Exactly. And that's what triggers those really severe asthma attacks.
Okay, so how do they treat that now?
Well, up until now, the main treatment for asthma attacks, whether it's eosinophilic or another type, has been steroid tablets.
Steroids. Yeah. I mean, those are pretty powerful drugs, right?
They are, and they can be effective in the short term, but there's a few problems with them.
Okay, like what?
Well, first of all, they don't always work that well for everyone. And second, they can have some pretty nasty side effects, especially if you have to take them long term.
Right. So what kind of side effects were we talking about?
Oh, things like weight gain, mood swings, trouble sleeping. And in the long run, they can increase your risk of things like diabetes and osteoporosis.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's not ideal. So this new drug, it's a big deal because it offers a completely different way to treat asthma attacks. It's called Benralizumab.
Benralizumab.
Yeah. And it's a type of drug called a monoclonal antibody.
A monoclonal antibody.
Yeah.
See, now you're just using big words to try to confuse me.
No, it's not that complicated. Basically, a monoclonal antibody is a type of protein that's designed to target a specific part of the immune system.
Okay. So how does this benralizumab work then? Does it, like, stop the eosinophils from attacking the lungs?
Exactly. It's like a guided missile. It locks onto those eosinophils and basically tells the body's immune system to destroy them.
Oh, so it's not actually doing the destroying itself. It's just like flagging them for destruction.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool. So it's like a really targeted approach then.
It is, and that's why it's so exciting, because it means we can potentially treat eosinophilic asthma without having to use steroids and all those side effects.
Okay, so let's talk about this clinical trial then. What did they actually do and what were the results?
So in this trial, they gave patients who were having an acute asthma attack an injection of benralizumab, and they compared them to patients who received the standard treatment, which is usually steroids. And the results were amazing. The patients who got the benralizumab injection were much less likely to end up in the hospital. We're talking about a 65% reduction in hospitalizations.
Whoa, 65%. That's huge.
It is. And it's not just about hospitalizations. They also saw a 50% reduction in severe wheezing episodes 4 weeks later. So it's not just a short-term fix. It seems to have a lasting effect.
Wow. So this could really change people's lives.
Absolutely.
I mean, imagine like not having to worry about having an asthma attack all the time.
Right. It could give people their lives back. In fact, the article talks about one patient, Shiraz Hussain, who was part of the trial. He had really severe asthma, like he couldn't even work or do simple things around the house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And after he got the benralizumab injection, his asthma improved dramatically, like night and day. He was able to go back to work, play with his kids, live a normal life again.
That's incredible.
It really is. It's a testament to the power of this new drug.
Okay, so this all sounds amazing. But I mean, are there any downsides? Like, are there any risks or side effects with this benralizumab?
That's a great question. And it's important to remember that no drug is perfect.
Right.
And benralizumab is still relatively new, so we're still learning about its long-term effects.
Okay, so what do we know so far?
Well, the clinical trials have shown that it's generally safe and well tolerated.
That's good.
But we do need more research to be sure.
Yeah.
And we need to be aware of any potential long-term risks.
Right, makes sense. So, assuming that all goes well and it turns out to be as amazing as it seems, like, what's next? How do we get this treatment to all the people who need it?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Developing a new drug is only half the battle.
Yeah.
We still have to go through the whole process of regulatory approvals, figuring out manufacturing and distribution, and then there's the issue of cost.
Right, like, how much is this going to cost, and will people be able to afford it?
Exactly. And those are all complex issues that we need to address if we want to make sure this treatment is available to everyone who needs it.
Yeah, it's great to have these amazing breakthroughs, but they don't mean much if people can't actually access them.
Absolutely.
Wow, this has been a really fascinating deep dive. It's so exciting to think about the potential of this new treatment. For millions of people who suffer from asthma, this could be life-changing.
Absolutely.
But like you said, there's still work to be done. We need to make sure that this treatment reaches everyone who needs it. So that's something to think about. What can we do to make sure that these kinds of breakthroughs actually make a difference in people's lives? Anyway, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.